I mean, have you seen my sales? Have you seen these sales? Trust me, I'm not trying to boast or brag, but you know, there's a lot of people who make these videos out there, and I want you guys to know you're learning from someone who's actually done it. And I've helped thousands of students do it as well. This is exactly what I would do if I had to start over in 2024. I'm about to break down this 4-step blueprint plan for you for absolutely free. Let's go ahead and hop straight into it, because right after this video, you'll be set up for success so that you'll know a successful road that you can follow that's actually proven to work. All right, so right here I have a list of 4 different things, and we're gonna go ahead and start off with step 1. Step 1, if you're not new here, you probably think I'm gonna say product research, but if you're new here, you really need to ask yourself if you're a good graphic designer or not. Or maybe you have a different type of physical product. You still have to ask yourself, are you a good product creator or not? Is your product actually really nice? Is your family and your friends lying to you and telling you that your designs and your products are nice? You probably need to get some real answers and really see if you're actually good at what you're doing. There's 2 ways you can go about doing this. For one, is it easy for you to design the product? Are you struggling to have to go on YouTube, find out tutorials to create the design for the product each and every single time? Are you really proficient with the creation process? That's one thing you can ask yourself. 2, you can ask the community or the audience that the product type is for and ask them what they think about the actual product. So you can do this within a community like a Facebook group by doing a survey, or you can do a real in-person event. You can walk around, ask people what they think. For example, if you're making a product that's geared towards baseball moms, you can go out when it's game day or maybe they're having a practice day and find some parents and ask them for their honest opinion. You really have to ask yourself if you're good at this or not. And if you're not, I would highly recommend setting some money aside so that you can hire a designer. For the most part, I will be saying designer because a lot of what I teach is print on demand. It is a lot easier for any beginner to get into if you're not creating the actual product physically. I know Etsy used to be a handmade product place, but now it's pretty much available to any unique product. And the reason why you need to ask yourself this question is because although you may know how to do product research, you know how to find a winning design that's really selling, the problem is once they come to your actual product, they see your design actually it's not the greatest, so the customer won't actually convert. So you'll be blaming everyone else except for yourself because you knew that was a product that could actually get customers to your actual page. You're getting views, you're getting clicks, but you're not getting an actual sale. You did do the product research portion and you knew it was a proven product, but what you didn't prove is that your design skills are awesome. So of course there are websites that make your designs easier if you do want to design it yourself. There's Creative Fabrica, there's Creative Market, there's Kittl, there's plenty of design asset websites. And then when it comes to hiring a designer, you can use websites like Online Jobs, you can use Upwork, you can even use Fiverr, even though Fiverr on the platform is more so for you paying for particular designs. However, if you do end up liking them, it's really easy to get in contact with that artist and hiring them full-time or even part-time for that matter. Now here's where I would do things a little bit differently than I have done in the past, because I've noticed a lot of the Etsy storefront shops that do well in this day and age is kind of branded and they focus on certain niches and certain products. They don't just go out for everything, even though that does still work, but I see a lot stronger of an audience. But a lot of the times I see really powerful shops that are just catering to particular products and particular audiences. So number 2, what I would do is I would let my niche choose me. So how would you go about doing that? At first, it's going to be kind of tricky because what you will be doing still is selling everything that's hot. So now we're at the point where we would do product research. So I am just on the first page. This is just showing me products that I've either recently viewed or products that Etsy is promoting, the editor picks, their current selections, just things that they think is popular, right? But one thing we can do is scroll up to the top and type in a niche or a product type that we think is probably in. So we could just start from scratch. We can start with practically anything. Let's just go ahead and type in back to school as our niche, and then we're going to type in mug for our product type. So here we have multiple different types of designs and product types. As you can see, I have this little B right here. This is Everbee. This is an extension, and what that does is help me see the product analytics. So if I click on it right here, I get an idea of the estimated monthly revenue and how long ago they listed it and the amount of total sales this product actually has. So what I would do, since this seems like a fairly decent priced product is doing really well, I would see if I'm either able to create it physically or if I can use a print on demand platform to use it, or if I can use a print on demand platform to fulfill it. So I have one product right here that's in back to school, and now I'm also going to see if I can find something else. So this right here is actually not back to school. It's more on the dental side. I can click on the Everbee once again, and it's doing about $426 a month. Doesn't necessarily meet my criteria, but I can dig a little bit deeper. I can go into their shop, and I can do the whole same thing. Once again, I can click on Analyze Shop. So this time with Everbee, I can analyze their entire shop and see what else they got going on. So we have this right here, Vintage Tale as Old as Time. I have no idea what this is. It kind of looks like a gray area. Is a Beauty and the Beast design, although Beauty and the Beast is probably the original trademark and not the Disney one. Regardless, I'm just gonna go ahead and paste this over here because I just want to find out a little bit more about this. So yeah, now I'm seeing a lot more on the Disney side, which is trademark infringement. We don't want to go that deep, even though Disney sells a lot of their stuff too. Like, this is probably from the original story. Anyways, a lot of gray area that I don't want to dive into just yet. So anyways, let me scroll on down and see if I see anything else. A lot of this is still in the school and, you know, the product that we look for. So let's go in and type a different niche and different product type. So for example, we saw this dentist shirt, but didn't really meet my typical criteria. So I'm going to type in dental sweatshirt. So now I found a different niche and I found a different product type, not just because I knew what to search for. It was just because that was the next step in the process. And I saw it and I was like, oh, that's something I never heard of before. So that's possibly something I could look more into. So now I'm on this page right here, which is just showing me dental niche now and sweatshirts. Sometimes it'll show you different product types as well. So, you know, sometimes you want to look into it. But now instead of me just looking at one listing on Everbee, I'm going to go on the left side and click on product analytics. And now I get this page right here, so I can get an overview of multiple shops, different product types, and so on. So I'm just gonna randomly click on one. So dental hoodies, I'm gonna click on this. It's not necessarily a hoodie, it's a sweatshirt. Let's analyze this listing one more time. I see it is doing roughly $1,200 a month, over 700 sales. This is pretty decent. So, you know, I'll just leave this open as well. So now I have two different things. I have a tumbler, one product type, different niche, and then I also have this right here, different product type, different niche. And what I would do is I would just go down the rabbit hole of doing more and more product research, compiling a whole list of multiple niches and product types that, you know, has already been proven to do well. And then we will list those types of products. And I know I said I would let my niche come to me. So maybe I'll do multiple dental types of designs for multiple product types, and I'll also do multiple different types of back to school designs, and I'll dive even deeper, going to weddings, bachelorette, so on. But you know, for example, we have 10 dentist designs, we have 10 back to school designs. Now we have all these listings out there. Now it's time to collect data and see the route that we want to go. So now I'm letting the niche choose us. We already have things to test, and now we can play with the data. So for example, let's say 5 of the dental sweatshirts got 20 more views and 2 sales more than the back to school products. So what I'm gonna do, and the next time I list products, I'm gonna double down on the dental side, and I'm just gonna stop focusing on products that aren't selling and that's not actually getting any types of clicks or views for us. So that way I'm always focusing on the products that's actually getting us traction. So I'm letting the niche pretty much come to us. And now on to step number 3. What I would do is let the product type choose us as well. So let's say we had a hot shop going on now. We know what niche is popular for us. Now we can test and see which product type works best for us. So for example, let's say we ended up in the dental niche. It's doing amazing, right, in our shop. And now we want to see what type of product type we want to specialize in, so we can see what our hero product really is. So honestly, this is where something like Printify or print on demand platform can really come in handy. Although you may be making products yourself, how are you going to test out multiple different types of products? So with this right here, we have access to over 900 plus high quality products, which is insane. So if I come on here, I can test so many different things. So I can take this same design, for example, if we had something like this smile design that was popular for us, and I can try it on multiple different types of products now. So let's say this design for us was selling really well on a sweatshirt. How do we not know that that design also works on tumblers, mugs, candles, bags, beauty products, towels, whatever it may be? So I can take the design, I can put it on the bag, and I can try that out. Look, I mean, I don't know how many of you guys are probably trying to sell a suitcase at home, but they have suitcases on here and you can get a higher average order value. So instead of you just selling a sweatshirt for $20, $30 every single time, now every order you get could possibly be $80, $90, $100, $120. And that's how you really increase your sales every single month, is by using the data that you receive and testing and trying different things. Now, I know this sounds really fast, like we could do this overnight, but this will actually take months to do. You will still have to learn everything everything from the very beginning first. You have to learn the design portion, making sure you know how to create a product that's actually going to get the customer to convert. Then you have to learn how to do product research properly. And then you have to even learn how to create a listing template that's actually going to make the customer convert as well. This comes to the satisfaction guarantees, your shipping times, your specs, and all of that. Because if the customer comes to your product listing and you can't even make the customer check out regardless of the price and design, then you have a whole entire larger issue. So it will be even more difficult for you to land all the way down to the step if you don't understand those first few initial steps. I know you may want to get to that 4-figure month or 5-figure month, but you really have to have a lot of patience. A lot of people want to dive in here and just take shortcuts, and there's nothing wrong with that because we all want that instant gratification, but that gratification will become a lot more fulfilling whenever you learn how to do things the right way, so that every time that you list something, it's more high quality. Because obviously we do want volume on the platform, so we have more visibility and the chances of being actually seen, but there's no point in having that if every single one of your listings looks like trash. It's better to have one quality listing than 100 trash listings. So once you're able to learn how to create that one quality listing, then it's easier for you to scale that so that you have 100 quality listings, so that we can actually take advantage of the additional visibility from us creating more in volume. Now, step number 4, what I would focus on is branding. What? I know that's crazy because I've said it multiple times, this is not a place for a brand. Alright, so for example, here's a shop right here. This is called 100 Hearts Jewelry. So what I mean by a lot of times that Etsy's not a place for selling brands is that for most people, they think 100 Hearts is their brand, right? Like they should be selling shirts that says 100 Hearts, or they should be even selling the jewelry that says 100 Hearts on a charm or something. But that's not necessarily the case. When I talk about branding, I'm talking about making your whole entire storefront cohesive. So it has a nice color scheme, follows the same palette every time, and use similar fonts and text every single time. So this makes the customer feel like they're shopping from a true authentic shop because they got their stuff together. It doesn't look like one of those print on demand stores where it's just basic mock-ups and that's all you have. Really think about everything else around it. Customers don't purchase products just because the product itself is nice. Customers purchase products depending on everything else around it as well. So for example, here's the original photo right here that they have for the actual listing, but as you can see, the color palette for the color menu is the same as the branding they have on their actual storefront. They use similar text and font every single time. It still follows the same color palette, and it gives the customer more a sense of trust because this store owner, this brand owner actually cares about their products and their customers. If they care about their brand and their image, that means they care about their customers, because if they don't take care of their customers, then that means the customer is going to give them some bad reviews, which the actual owner would not want. So that's why you have to take care of your brand, because customers know if you take care of your brand and your designs and you like the way things look, then they know that you will take care of the customer. So once again, like I said, they don't just purchase the product, they purchase everything else that's around it as well. Like they're gonna look around, they're gonna see if you have reviews. If you don't have reviews to start, you can always do something like this. For example, this gives the customer a whole lot of social proof because you have all these reviews right here. And I'm not necessarily saying make it up. I know a lot of you are probably seasoned entrepreneurs. It's probably just your first time selling on Etsy or having a hard time trying to get the sale. So, you know, you can type up those reviews that you've had in person or from your friends and your family or the customers that you've had on different platforms. So that's a real quick step-by-step 4-step plan that you can focus on for 2024 or even 2025, because this is exactly what I would do if I had to start over. Go ahead and hit that like button and the subscribe button if this video helped you out. And if it really helped you out, go ahead and leave me a comment down below.